Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. This is your tactical analysis of Phil Jones and why he was the man of the match. I mean that sentence alone scares me a lot. How a person who hasn't played in like 2 years, a player who we thought was written off, how he comes back into a United team in a Premier League game and was legitimately man of the match, not even taking the piss, discussing that, but moments of reflection after having a day to sleep about it. My emotions have not changed. I'm disappointed. Team let us down. Everything I said yesterday on the match reaction with Moloto still stands true. I'm still fuming, still angry. I still expect that from that players. I still expect what Ralph is going to dish out. I don't think anything's going to change, like I've said. But that's a story for another day. So yeah, just a quick update on how I'm feeling after the game, after having a sleep on it. Still the same, to be honest. Didn't really think I said anything that was a bit out of order, or reactionary, to be honest. So it is what it is. But I stand with all of you guys, who are feeling disappointed and maybe a bit let down of United. It's one of those feelings. Obviously, it is one of those feelings, and it's not nice. It's not nice. But anyways, subscribe if you're new, smash a like. Phil Jones, the only player that can hold his head high, which is quite shocking. From the moment Phil Jones came on the pitch, what I liked, to be honest with you, he looked very confident. He was very demanding in the box. You're shouting out instructions. He looked like a United player. And it just shows you, like, if that's what we think Phil Jones is the standard of a United player, how bad are the others? Phil Jones isn't one of the best centre backs ever. And that's what you should be playing for United. But how bad are the rest of our players if Phil Jones is standing out? And all credit to Phil Jones. That's what we'd like, but I know he did give the ball away for the goal, but like I said, I still do believe Scott McTominay and them should have closed it out. But it's very, very sad and it's very disappointing. I do think Phil Jones put in a better performance than Maguire has this season. I don't think I've seen Maguire have a type of game like that. Let's look at the heat map there, Phil Jones against Wolves. Look at how high the line was still. And Phil Jones, I would say, just like a better Maguire, really. He was a bit more demanding. He looked more of a Captain Maguire ever does. And he's a bit faster than Maguire as well. So fair play to Phil Jones, like I said, pretty good. And if you look at the stats, right? So Phil Jones, this is obviously a sophomore score. I know some people personally I'm not a stat guy, but for the sake of the content, he played the 90 minutes, got a 7.6 rating. I think we gave him an 8 or a 9 or something, just for the bands, because that's how bad it was, obviously not having played a game in 2 years. So it was pretty good. 2 clearances, 3 block shots, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles, only got dribble pass once. Ground duels 1, 6 out of 7. Aerial duels 1 out of 1. So that's good. He only lost possession 5 times in a team that always loses possession. Like, who knows how many times Scott McTominay loses possession, Matic, other players that we just can't keep the ball at United. So 5 times really isn't too bad. Touches, 64 touches, 90% accurate passes, which is good. Dribble attempts 1 out of 1, and he did, like I said, like I was about to say, bursting forward. He had that one bursting run yesterday against Wolves, which is nice. He won the ball from like the halfway line, came a bit forward, played it off to the right, and we got somewhat of a chance after that. So it's quite low. This tells you everything. The fact that this man, Sir Harold Phil Jones, I don't even think his name is Harold, but for the sake of content, Sir Harold Phil Jones put in a man of the match performance in a Man United team filled with people like Varane, Ronaldo, Cavani, and other bums like Scott McTominay. It says everything about the state of this club that we are currently in. So just a quick tactical analysis. Do I think Phil Jones should be playing more often? We all know that definitely isn't going to happen. Like, if Bailly is fit, Bailly comes and plays. If Lindelof plays, is fit, also he plays. But if you want me to be honest, I'm not even taking the piss. I think Phil Jones is still better than Maguire from what I seen yesterday. Maguire has been atrocious this season, and as much as we can banter Phil Jones for being Phil Jones, no one can tell me otherwise. That Phil Jones' performance yesterday was still levels above any performance that Maguire has put in this season, or if not for a very long time in a United shirt. And that just is everything. That's the captain of United, Harry Maguire. So what does that say about the club? What does that say about him? I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. So I don't think Phil Jones will be a starter centre back, but I tell you what, personally, if it was me, I'd seen enough. I'd be like, we shipping off Maguire to Ipswich or something, because he's an awful player. He's been relegated 4 times, and the fact that Phil Jones, who hasn't played a game in 2 years, put in a better performance than he has this season, so it just tells me everything I need to know about Harry Maguire. And the fact that he's the captain, like I said, it's just shocking. So big up Phil Jones. hopefully you can get a few more games in now. I know he's been waiting. It's a big moment personally for Phil Jones. You know, we like the fans that always supported him. He got a good standing of it. He got a good ovation from the fans. It's nice to see. You know, it's very nice to see. I can understand the point of view that Phil Jones has felt, and I guess that's why he meant so much. I guess that's why he ran so much. I think that's why it looked like he meant like that game meant a world for him, because it might be one of the only games he ever gets to play again. But honestly, better than Maguire, and I'm not even taking the piss. So subscribe if you're new, smash a like and all that stuff. Let me know what you thought of Phil Jones, and I'll check you all very soon. Goodbye.